Hello, welcome back. It's midweek, which means Zetsubou Sensei. How can we make our days even harder to get through? By sitting down and trying to watch this anime. As much as I love every moment of it, it is fun that Zetsubou Sensei is probably the anime that would also be quite self-deprecating. But from everything we've seen so far, whether it be students or society, things are definitely not going to be smooth. Well, when are they ever? But what kind of story element or lesson are we going to learn in this one? One way to find out. Sit down, strap in, grab yourself a drink, and let's begin. You know, there's certain characters which do get that poor dog, a hell of a lot more screen time than others. And some that I want to see more of, such as the one that is causing so much agony to the animal there. Okay. But these these recaps, as it were, with the small self-contained stories, I still have no idea where they come from or not, but the idea of it all about colours and the like, what? Back in my day, I had to walk through hell and high water to get to school. I'm very glad that the UK, at least not to my knowledge, very glad that we don't have homeowners associations. Screw that shit. You know what? Every time I begin this opening and see the, apple picking beam, does make me realise I haven't had the fruit in far too long and probably, far too unhealthy amount of time. With everything that is actually been exposed, might be the right word, in this show, whether it be about society and double standards and how we look at things, the fact it all just stems from a genuine kind of, this is a common conception and then just played out to the nth degree, played to its logical conclusion, no matter how insane it is. It is one of the reasons why I really do like this show. Another one being the animation and the art style and what it's opening itself up to. Coloured eggs. We're in Easter already. Wow. The egg, because the chicken was a relatively new species. In geological terms, new, not to our lifetime. We have to have a house to have the shut-in to be in. Maybe I'm just thinking too literally. What about the cave? Did we have the shut-ins there? This is my grass. Leave me alone. Really, Maria? Does she even understand the concept of being embarrassed? I mean, shame probably existed in some form or another before, but not surrounding the topic of underwear. I mean, it probably came to a point where we started wearing clothing and furs, and then it's taking it off. This is slightly embarrassing. But before that moment, I don't think it came about like this. For it was more temperature and weather issues. It's a very petite leaf. What is this word you speak of? Huh. Now you're just being pedantic for the sake of it. Oh, this is this show after all. I mean, fans, because it's quite a broad prospect, but fans of idol groups, the idol group would have to come first. Unless it's fans of a person to then join an idol group. It's a very long-lived stalk. You know what? I'll just let them have this one. Why so many small bulbs? Probably the S. Very, I've completely blanked on the word, but creative of that guy to use rocks and rope for his enthusiasms. Well, I know that a lot of what comes first is mental illness. Once again, it depends on how you define the Hamburg steak. Du hast genius. Jawohl. It's like, what does tea time does now? I'm gonna start using that. It's so shite. What came first, the tea or the scone? The proper pronunciation, by the way. Also, what's with that outfit outside Stone fucking Henge? What came first, the Russians or Russian roulette? Where are they getting their history from? What came first, the panty or the thief? Well, I don't know, we had that leaf. Got to come up for a use for it. Well, might as well steal it. He'll find a use. They're easily swayed, aren't they? Fickle in their ideas of time and how things occurred. I mean, yeah, the pain of re-entry, but as long as you apologise hard enough, you can get through anything. Taking things so far as to come up with these outlandish situations, in which case, yeah, no, that makes sense, actually. Some things exist in a duality, I guess. Guess I'll die. Just some fanciful words. I think back then probably had a few more troubles than coming up with some sort of philosophy. The idea of where one's meal would come from, or being eaten by a saber-toothed tiger. Or Maria. Probably came higher on the list. What's going on here? Some SAS training ground. So it is espionage type shit. Only 22,000? How will they ever blend in? Green tea? Basic arithmetic and currency. If I worked in a corner shop and someone's fretting over a couple of pence or a few yen, it's like, just leave it. It's fine. The annoyance and time will be worth more than the actual money. Removing it out of shot. The boss is onigiri. Are we going to start playing some Papers, Please type? How many are going to be laid out flat off screen by the end of this little screw? Off to the gulag with them. So, what constitutes being an operative is just people you don't like. No? Okay, I'll go with that. Damn him causing a trouble for the economy and making things run. Sabotage. He must be the culprit, yes, not poor maintenance. They're getting more and more violent. Someone needs an impromptu haircut. A decline of anime culture. Well, look what the certain actors, meaning parties, not actual people, in the West are trying to do to anime. They're onto something here. Sabotage. The definition of sabotage is being applied very broadly, isn't it? Just the pen not working? Nice. Completely pixelated out, blurred out, so we don't know who it was, save for reflections. It might be onto something there. Did he forget what he was in here for? Must be an operative. I see. All he has is one vastly larger bill. The angry mob forming behind him. Quick, refer yourself to the authorities immediately. Someone just pet that dog. Give it something to live for. So what? Maybe they're not trying to make things for the benefit of that country. Do you just round up factory workers? Students in other words. That's a safe delivery of a baby. I mean, Japan's fruit scene, especially with like some really good strawberries and melons and things, is good. So yeah, right people to learn from. Expensive, but I mean, every country is guilty of espionage on some degree. Excuse me. We should have known from the start. And what, reflecting on things, or being easily fooled by everyone around her and taking things on face value? Does this include deep holes and burying underfloor? Kitsu. Oh, no. I thought it was someone somewhat related to it, but no. Just getting in and teaching the young early. Nothing can go wrong here. Submarine blueprints. How to endure the rack. Does anyone use... probably, actually. Still use the rack. Are we taking proportions and... That's actually a pretty decent little drawing. She's right on course to be a courtroom sketch artist. I think this could be answered 100-fold just with a mail-in questionnaire. Okay, you're playing golf again. How starched is that blanket? Ah, she was the very foundation of the school. Oh, god damn it. She is the spirit of the building itself now. Gotcha. Get the hell out. Anyone going to be... You know, safety first. Also, is there anything that runs on gas in here? Apparently there was. Did he lock up? I can't think of a third one, unfortunately. My range is as long as I forget about what it was that I was worrying about. Did I leave the gas on? Oh well, it will sort itself out. I mean, how else are you supposed to read the pamphlet you're being handed? I'm not sure I agree with the nice approach there. Who? But who did they get to repair the school there? Who would have known duct tape is that effective? And who knows better than a wielder of a big club? I mean, how else are you going to know how to get into his mind than to display it for the world to see? Well, she is his sleep paralysis demon after all. Please don't be a Berserk reference. He's just enjoying his life. Who could say that's wrong? Okay. Wait, wow. Like, this is the ending song? Why did it just shift? Okay. So far, very shuttered compared to the others. Now it's kind of picking up. Almost like a folk dance type thing. Let's go on a voyage, well, as long as it doesn't cost too much. So, there's a difference between being a slave to fate and just going with the flow and accepting everything. You might as well enjoy your time here. This is so separate to what I would usually expect from Zetsubou Sensei endings. More drawing, yay! Okay, let's get to it, Sugata. This slow reveal. Did they forget to record it in pieces since it's just the full thing immediately? Also the slow wipe. Perfect PowerPoint transition. Now that looks like a character I know. I like that mini one at the bottom. That was actually Sugata's drawing. Okay. Wait, what was that just now? It's almost like we're spending more time with Gintoki Sensei. What's this? You do not want to open up the Pandora's box of complaints and suggestions about this show. Experimental episodes were pretty good, I'll give you that. But it costs too much money, too much time. And unfortunately, everyone quit. Please publish this anonymously. Yeah, okay, if you don't like it, just go watch something else. Perfect response. Also, go watch Evangelion, actually. And they've addressed none of the actual concerns. Only things that have been through a extensive panel to make sure that it was okay to ask on TV. I like that ending art. I do like questions that are posed to us that potentially don't have a straightforward answer. Obviously, the first one everyone jumps to is chicken and the egg, but other ones that were raised in this episode, yeah, sure, I can see where you're coming from. Some that I don't particularly want to answer. Some that would actually have a pretty logical answer in of itself, but you're not ready for it. And the idea of any sort of time-based conundrum, you just take it far enough back. Imagine everyone in Imagine everyone in skin and rags and back with mammoths. Yeah, sure. Now I can picture it properly. I'm sure early Stone Age had these sorts of philosophical inquiries daily. But once again, also getting into limits of one's potential, their ranges of getting outside. And of course some great... no, I can't even pretend on that one. Very useful tips on... No. I wouldn't take anything this show has as actual hints and help. Especially not with espionage and spies and works of subterfuge. Although I would agree on one thing. Anyone that aggravates you in the slightest, or inconveniences you or society, labelled a traitor to the country and taken away for good measure. Especially people that cut in line in a queue, or take slightly too long to pay for groceries. Bring back capital punishment, I say. This is dumb. I'm enjoying Zetsubou Sensei as always. Hopefully you are as well. If that is the case, let me know. Leave a like on the video if I entertained you. If you want to make sure not to miss out more, consider subscribing to the channel. If you have any more crimes against society, let me know down in the comment section. But for now, get yourselves some rest. And I'll see you for the next one.